All right, so box and whisker plot notes. What is this middle line? What does it show us on a box and whisker plot, Eiley? It shows us the median. Median means the middle number. That is the median. What else can we see on there? What else is shown on a box and whisker plot? What's this called over here? This actual line, though. That is called the lower extreme, and it is the lowest value. It's called the lower extreme. And that is the lowest value. So if this is called the lower extreme, what do you think this one's called down here? The upper extreme. This one is the upper extreme. And that is the highest value. All right. What are these four things called? They are the, what are they, Austin? They are the quartiles. So you've got quartile 1. This one is quartile 2. This one is quartile 3. And this last one is quartile 4. Each one of those quartiles is how much percent? If you have 100% broken into 4 pieces, 25. Each one is 25%. So this one is 25%. This one is 25%. This one is 25%. And this one is 25%. Now, can we combine those? If we talk about the lower half, how much percent is that all together? 50%. If I were to go all the way up here, that's how much? That's 75%, and the whole thing is 100%. So I have to keep that in mind. Yes? Are you raising your hand? No. Okay. All right. Now, we've talked about how we could find the range. The range was the highest minus the lowest, but there's another kind of range. Anybody remember what that is from last year? From here to here? Anybody remember what that range is called? Interquartile range. The interquartile range. It's the box. This end minus this end is the interquartile range. And we're going to be looking for the difference. All right, so things that we need to make note of. Quartile 1 equals 25%. If we got to quartile 2, we said those add up to 50%. Quartile 3, 75%. And quartile 4 is 100%. All of it. We need to make note of that. We need to think about how would we find the range. The range is the highest minus the lowest. then the last thing we want to make note of is the interquartile range. And how do we find the interquartile range? That is the range of the box. Those are two different things, the range and the interquartile range. It's the range of the box. So you would take this highest number in the box minus the lowest number, and that's going to give you the interquartile range. All right. Any questions on those notes? Is this familiar to you, those of you that were in my class last year? Do you remember a little bit about how to do it? All right. Okay, let's look at the green paper. Anybody still taking notes? Okay, let's pause. All right, so our notes on how to create a box and whisker plot. Here's our data set. 3, 9, 12, 7, 4, 5, 2, 7. So if we were given that data set, how would we create a box and whisker plot? So the first step is to order our numbers from least to greatest. They are reordered here for us from 2 to 12. All right. Step 2, draw an open number line that extends from the least to from at least the lowest value to the highest value. So we want an open number line that goes from at least a 2 to a 12. So our number line goes from 1 to 13, so that works. Step 3, mark the high and the low values. So where the 2 is, you should have a line. Where the 12 is, you should have a line. Okay, so we've marked the high and the low. The next is we need to calculate the median and mark above the number line. How do I find the median? We go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and how many are in the middle? 2. We have 5 and 7. So we say that 5 plus 7 equals 12. And then 12 divided by 2 equals 6. So 6 is our median. So then we mark our median right there at 6. All right. Step 5, calculate the median of the lower numbers to find the first quartile, and then calculate the median of the higher numbers to find the third quartile. All right, so since there were 2 numbers in the middle, we're going to split them. If there was 1, we just wouldn't use it. So the 5 goes with the lower set, the 7 goes with the upper set. So these 2 are in the middle. So we say 3 plus 4 equals 7, and 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So our lower median is 3.5. So now in our upper median, these 2 are in the middle. So we say 7 plus 9 equals 16, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. So 8 is our upper median. So then we would mark 3.5, which is halfway between 3 and 4. Then we would mark 8, and then we draw the box. Okay, so these are our notes. As you're making a box and whisker plot, it should help you if you follow step 1 all the way through step 6. It should help you. There are 6 steps, and they're super fun steps. Okay? All right, so we're going to take this. You can put it on page 120. Let's put it on 120. Let's put it right here. Let's save some room since we're almost out of room in our journals, don't you think? Yes. Yes, we're almost out of room. We have done a lot of math. So I'm just going to glue mine like that on page 120. So I've got all my notes on one spot. I'll add it to my table of contents, and then we'll try some of the practice problems. So 120, 121, box, and Whisker. You add it to your table of contents? Absolutely. Yes. Make sure your table of content is caught up. Box and whisker plots. I want to look at this one on the left up here that says days of snow, rain or snow. Everybody make sure you're on the right page. So these pages have some hints. If you're having trouble, go back and read the hints. Let's start up here at the top. Maria recorded the number of days it rained or snowed each month during the past year. This box and whisker plot displays her data. All right. So we've got a box and whisker plot. What can we tell from here? Anybody? Can you tell me anything that you can tell from that box and whisker plot? Ethan?
The lowest days is 2.
The lowest days is 2? Yes. And Eiley?
Yes.
The what? The median, the middle part of the data, the median is 6. Anybody else tell anything? What's the other whisker mean? Somebody besides the two that keep answering questions.
What about Timmy?
What's this mean down here? Hattie? The upper extreme or the highest number of days is 10. Okay. 50% is how far? If I would say, what is 50% of the data? So 50%, this is 25, so 50 is sitting at the median, the middle, right, is 6. So it tells us, the extremes tell us the least number of days it rained or snowed in a month was 2. The greatest number of days it rained or snowed in a month was 10. The median tells you half of the months had over 6 days of snow. Half of the months had fewer than 6 days of rain or snow. The data clusters tell you a fourth of the data clusters between 2 and 3 days. 1/4 is between 2 and 3 days. Another fourth of the data is between 6 and 7 days. So there's lots of information we can tell. Do we know exactly how many days it rained 5 inches? Can we tell that? No. It does not tell us things about individual days. It just gives us data clusters, okay? Use the box and whisker below for problems 1 through 5. What are the least and greatest number of baskets made? So what are the least and greatest number of baskets made? So what's the least number? Somebody that has not answered yet. Somebody that has not answered. Chloe, what's the least number of baskets made? You're looking for the lower extreme. So if I look right here where I'm looking on this box and whisker plot, so I kind of have to line this up because it's so small. So the lower extreme matches what number? 5. So the least number of baskets made is 5. And what's the greatest number of baskets made? Somebody else that hasn't answered. You may have to use a straight edge or something to be able to tell. Haley? 15. So the least is 5. The greatest is 15. What's the median? The median number of baskets, Austin? 10. Perfect. Right here, that middle of the box is the median. What are the upper and lower quartiles for the data? So you're looking for where the upper quartile is, right here. Let's look for the upper first is right here. The upper quartile. What number does that go to? 12. And the lower quartile. So we want to go right here. What number is that? 6. Where are the data clusters? So where are the data clustered together the most? What are the 2 smallest quartiles? So right here, this data is clustered between 5 and 6. Six baskets. Where else? Do you see another cluster? This third quartile looks like a cluster, so it's between 10 and 12 baskets. Does everyone see how I knew those were clusters? They're the smaller quartiles. That means the numbers are more closely put together in a cluster. What do the extremes tell you about the number of baskets made? What do the extremes tell you? So if I didn't know how to answer that question, I could go back up here. The extremes tell you the least number of days it snowed, the greatest number of days it snowed. So what do these extremes tell us down here?
The least number of baskets made.
And the number of baskets made, right? So what do the extremes tell you? The least
number of baskets.
And the greatest number made. All right, do you want to try these others on your own, or do you want to do one more of these pages together? This next page, you're going to make a box and whisker plot. Are you comfortable with doing that on your own? All right, why don't you give it a try? If you are not comfortable with it, you can come join me at the table. How about that? Okay.